Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, and today we are going to do a vlog style work with me video because I have a few different things I'm working on today, so I figured I would just bring you along with me. So I'll kind of go over everything I got going on, and then I got to go over to the other room because I have to work on some digitizing as well as designing some rhinestone templates. So to start off, that's my orders right here. So a few of them are for embroidery designs, custom applique designs for shirts, so for a school team. So I'm going to be working on those, as well as a rhinestone template that I'm going to cut out, a flock template that I'm going to mail out to the customer. I also have some hats I need to work on, one for my husband, and then this one, I'm not sure what I'm going to put on here. Well, I kind of have an idea, but I have a couple ideas. That's the problem. And I have this hat in many different colors. These hats are so cute. But my dilemma was really the thread. If I wanted to do a black thread because all the pink and then, you know, the animal print with the black on there, or the cheetah print. But I do want to stick with a matte thread, and now that I look, this Richword matte pink will actually probably go perfect. Actually, it matches the band perfect. So I think that would look good on there. Let me know what you think in the comments. So yeah, I think I just answered my own question. I was going to go with black matte, but I think this will look cute just to kind of keep that pink theme standing out. And then it does go with the band across here, the cord across there. So I do like that. Also, I did get some more sublimation paper. I got 24-ounce roll, or the 24-inch roll, and the 17-inch roll. Both of these are from MakerFlo, and so I only get my sublimation paper from them because it works amazing. Like the ink release is insane on their rolls as well as their sheets of paper, and I have their sheets in multiple sizes and it never fails. So definitely check them out. They have like laser supplies, laser machines, sublimation machines. That's where I got my Epson, my SC F570 wide format sublimation printer from them. They also have the smaller, more compact Epson sublimation printers, so that way you don't have to worry about converting it. And I use the Epson ink with their paper, no issues. And I also put a poll in my Facebook group, and I want to hear from you as far as the type of content, more of the type of content you would like to see on my channel. I have been really busy with work, over the last few months, and now things are kind of tapering off, slowing down, so I can get back to my regularly posting schedule. And I did ask in the group, like, would you like to see more vlog style work with me content, multi-needle DIYs, sewing DIYs, single needle DIYs, designing, and under that designing umbrella would be digitizing, rhinestone templates, sublimation designs, sewing patterns, things like that, or a mixture of all of the above. So let me know in the comments, what type of content would you like to see more of? Because I would like to take your feedback and give you the content that you want to see. But with that being said, now I'm going to go ahead and head over to the other room so I can start working on these designs. I am going to come back once I'm ready to do the test stitch. And I also wanted to tell you about a customer that got upset with me because I would not make them a custom rhinestone template with using a trademark design or a copyright design. IP infringement, regardless of what it is, and how I handle it, and the outcome. So I will be back shortly once I get these digitized, and yeah, see you in a minute. I have my design digitized, and now I'm going to hoop up my stabilizer. I'll be using my 8x13 mighty hoop, and I do keep pre-cut sheets of stabilizer just behind my hooping station, just because I test everything, and to have it already pre-cut just speeds up the process a little bit. And so I'm just going to put this on here and just go ahead and just like that. And I only use one piece of cutaway stabilizer. You don't necessarily have to double it up. I know I see some people that like to double theirs up. Whenever I'm testing designs, I just use one piece of my cutaway, and I don't have any issues at all. And so, and my 8x13 mighty hoop, this is probably one of my most used mighty hoops. I use this pretty much, I would say, if not every day, every other day. So this is a perfect size for chest designs, or if you want to do multiple patches, you could do that on here. Make sure you check out my link in the description box so you can get free shipping if you order mighty hoops. But this hoop has so many uses, and yeah, this is one of my favorites. But now let's go over to the machine so I can go ahead and get this onto the machine and start stitching it out. All right, so we're gonna get our hoop on here. And I did already oil my machine today, and I also put in a fresh bobbin, so I'm good to go. Now let me just turn you this way a little bit. So I have I made myself another boxy bag with my name on there. So this is my 8 1/4 by 4 1/4 no, 8 1/4 by 6 1/4 mighty hoop. So I of course want to change my hoop out, so I'm gonna go to my frame, my mighty hoops, and this one here. And so that's going to give us the right hoop, because we definitely don't want to stitch this design onto a 6 1/4 by 8 1/4 hoop. That just would not be good. And then I'm going to go ahead to my pattern. I'm going to select that. And when I created my design over in my embroidery software, which I use Hatch Digitizer for, and then I just download it, I export my design, save it to my folder, and then I drag and drop it into the InStitch software. And by the time I get from my other room over here, my design's already there. So I don't have to worry about plugging in my USB drive. I can just drag and drop, and it makes it that much easier. But with that, you want to make sure your machine is in ready mode. If it's embroidery mode, your machine, the design won't transfer over until you have to be in ready mode. So make sure, if for some reason you're having issues, that's probably why. Check to see if you're in embroidery mode. If you are, turn embroidery mode off, and then it'll transfer automatically. You won't have to upload it into the InStitch software. And so because this is a test, I am just going to go ahead and hit ready. And what colors do I want to use? I'm just going to use pretty much all the same colors for this one. And I'm just going to use this purple, number 7. I'm just going to use that for all 3, for my placement stitch, my tack down stitch, and my final satin stitch. And then I am going to trace, because I do still want to make sure that, you know, I'm within patterns outside frame. Ooh, hold on. Let's go back and find out what happened. Okay, it says pattern is outside frame. Oh, I picked the wrong hoop. Another reason why you always want to do a trace, because your machine will tell you things like that. So now I see my hoop that green outline and then my design there. So now I know we're good. So I'm gonna go back into embroidery mode, and I'm gonna still do a normal trace. And you want to trace regardless of the design, even if it was something smaller that was just going to go right in the center. I still like to do a trace, because if your hoop is off, or you know, it's not centered, you could end up, your needle, your foot could end up hitting the sides of your hoop, and you could damage your machine, so as well as cause damage to your hoop. So definitely always do a trace. All right, so I'm going to cancel out of that. We're good. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit start, and we will let this design stitch out, and I will be back once we are almost done. I'm back. Okay, so while that design is stitching out, I am going to get my sequence cut. So far so good. It's been stitching out really well, so no issues. And so I'm just gonna cut a piece of sequence for, just measuring here, don't even need that much probably. Yeah, that would be perfect. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna turn this sideways, and I'm just gonna cut it right down. These Guggenheim rotary blades are the truth. I have been using them. I just switched out my blades, and yeah, they cut really, really well. Sequence, Minky, I always use the handheld vac to clean up the mess that it's gonna cause. And I also run it along the edges of the fabric, just to make sure when I go to fold this back up, it's not gonna get all over the place. Even though it still will get all over the place, but it won't be as bad. And then, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fold that in. Put my pins in here. And my clip at the top. And I'll put this back up on the shelf with the rest. And so I don't, of course, need this big old piece, so I'm gonna just cut this, take this part, cut this off. Just seeing where this is. Oh, it is about 12¼ which will be perfect. And then I'm gonna cut it at 13. And again, use the vac to just clean up the loose pieces. Or even if you don't have a handheld vac, you can use a lint roller. Now, while that is finished stitching out, and this I'm just gonna put in my scraps bin. But I had a customer that reached out on Etsy, and they wanted to have me make them a rhinestone template, a flock template that I can mail to them because they wanted to reuse it. Cool, no problem. I do that all the time. The problem came in when I was like, well, send me the design if you have an image, and, you know, send that over to me so I can take a look at it. And that way I can let you know, hey, I can do this, or I can't do this, sorry. And so they sent me over the image, and it was a sports team. Now, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I don't play about trademarks, patents, copyrights, things like that. If I will, you know, knowingly know this, I'm not going to touch it just because of the ramifications that can happen. And so I let this person know, you know, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do this for you. And then he proceeds to say, well, why? It says that you can, you know, you can do pretty much any type of design, even though my listing doesn't say that. It says send me your image, I'll let you know if I can create it. And it also has in my description, if it is a trademark or copywritten design, I am immediately going to refund you because I will not do it. So clearly he skipped past that part or just didn't read the description. He saw rhinestone, flock template, placed his order, uploaded the design. And that's another thing. He had already placed his order before he even sent me the design. So, you know, he comes back to me with that, and I'm saying, well, this is a sports team and you want a flock template. So you're going to reuse it. You're going to be making these on a regular is what I'm going to assume. And I'm not saying this to him. I'm just thinking this to myself. So say a year from now, someone that wears the hat that he wants me to make this sports team logo for, they get caught. And they tell them, like the person that purchased the hat from him, they tell him, or they ask them, well, where did you get this from? And that's going to lead to him. And then they're going to ask him, well, you didn't make it, so who did? And then that's going to lead to me. So to avoid that, yeah, I'm not even going to take that risk. If you have your own business or brand, or even if you're just doing this for a hobby, please know, even if you're just doing it for a hobby, they can come after you. And so, yeah, I'm not about to risk all the time, effort, and work that I've put in for a $25 template. It ain't that deep, because that lawsuit and them lawyer fees ain't gonna be that. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, you're crazy, and absolutely not. And, you know, you can go complain to Etsy all you want to. I mean, I really don't care. Etsy is more of my kind of I just put stuff on there. But my main source of sales is from my website, or people finding me on social media, and then I'm leading them to my website. So, absolutely not. And I tell people this all the time. No, I'm not going to do it. And I've had people say, well, I won't tell anyone where you got it from. You don't have to, because if you get caught, they're going to seize your equipment. They can look through your computer and they're going to find that chain of like communication, those emails, the receipts, the sales. So yeah, you don't want to put yourself in that position where you make some for somebody and then it comes back to you years later. And trust me, with the this was a football team. So with the NFL, if you don't know, the NFL does not play about their trademarks at all. And they're not like Disney, where Disney will kind of slap you on the wrist. They'll hit you with a cease and desist in most cases, not all. Yeah, they're bypassing all that. And yeah, they coming for you. So absolutely not. If you get an order like that, I would just say turn it away. I mean, if you're willing to take that chance, or if your pockets are long like the NFL's lawyers and, you know, their financials, go for it. But if not, leave that stuff alone. It's not worth it. And people feel like, oh, I'm too small, I won't get caught. or nobody's gonna care, they're not gonna care. They care. They care. And I see it all the time where people are online, especially on TikTok. I see it so much. People are on live selling fake polo, fake Nike, well, counterfeit, whatever you want to call it, fake, counterfeit, same thing. These sports teams and stuff like that, you have to be careful with that stuff. And they can not only mess up your, as far as coming after you for using their trademark, they can also get your account flagged. They can get your account basically removed from social media. So they can have your account get deactivated. So be careful with that, y'all. I know, you know, especially if you're just getting or you're transitioning from hobby to business, or if you're just starting out with any type of craft, because people are familiar with these brands, you know, the Louis, the Gucci, the Disney, the sports teams. People are familiar. So you're thinking, oh, well, I'm going to get sales right away. This is a way to make a quick buck or get a return on my investment. But it's not worth it, because when you get caught, and hey, if you don't get caught, good for you. But when and if you do, it's going to cost you way more than just taking your time creating your own designs, having someone create designs for you, purchasing designs from Etsy, purchasing or downloading designs from Creative Fabrica or wherever you're getting your designs. And even with that, you have to be careful, because people are on there selling copyrighted designs, even using a celebrity's likeness, like using a celebrity's photo, they can come after you. I remember Tisha Campbell from Martin. Someone was on TikTok selling shirts with her picture on there with like some quotes from Martin, and she went after them. It was like, nah, shut it down, because she was like, I'm not getting a cut, nor did you have my approval. And they had to stop selling them because she threatened them with legal action. So people that are making like these Breezy Bowl shirts, and I see people making Michael Jackson shirts and stuff like that, you're using these people's likeness without their permission. So whether in Michael Jackson's case, RIP, but his estate can come after you. So those are things that people don't really think about when they're getting into crafting or selling the items that they make, again, whether it's a hobby or business. And even a lot of the licensed fabric, all of the licensed fabric, well, that you can get now, I believe they have some at Michael's, but you can order it online as well now that Joann's isn't with us anymore. But even that licensed fabric, if you look at the very edge of that fabric on the salvage, it's going to say for personal use only. So when you, even with that licensed fabric, you can only make something for yourself or someone else as a gift. You cannot sell it. You're not supposed to sell it. So people that are, you know, using that fabric and they're making, you know, shirts or designs or whatever you're using it for, yeah, it can't be of any type of monetary value. So you can't sell it. But if you want to use it and make it and give it away to someone, or you're making something for yourself, that's completely fine. But yeah, be careful with that, y'all, because I don't want to see my peoples getting hit with no lawsuit. But so it's stitched out beautifully. And so I am now I got my sequence cut and I got to pick the thread. I am going to send, I had a couple options, I think 2 options, actually 3 options. So I'm going to take a picture of the threads against the fabric and send them to the customer so she can approve which thread that she wants. She already approved this color sequence. She wanted a bright orange. So I'm wanting to see if she wants to go with a bright orange thread or something a little lighter, I guess, or a little less bright. Let me say that. So yeah. And so now I am going to take the pictures with the fabric, and then I am going to go ahead and put my HeatNBond on here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and glue, or not glue that on there. The glue that's on the back of here, I'm gonna press that on there. And I'm probably going to just cut this little piece off, cut that piece off, and then just heat press it. I normally heat press it at like 300 degrees for about 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. It can vary a little bit depending on the heat press that you're using. And so, yeah, I'll get that knocked out. But now this is good. And then I still have to go digitize my other two designs and the rhinestone template. But yeah, again, the guy ended up, you know, he was mad. He tried to file a complaint or something with Etsy. Etsy support reached out to me, and I let them know, like, hey, he wants me to make him a design from a image that is the NFL. And yeah, I'm not going to do that. It says in my listing, if it is trademark, if it is copywritten, you know, any type of IP infringement, that I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to issue you a refund immediately. And that is why I issued him a refund. And so Etsy agreed with me. They were like, yeah, you know, it says in your listing, and you let him know, and you gave him a full refund. So they basically closed out the case. I'm like, sir, why are you opening a case anyways? Like, you got your money back. I refunded you expeditiously. So I'm not gonna, my pockets aren't hurting over your $30-something with tax and shipping, sir. But anywho, but yeah, I say all that to say, just be careful, pick and choose, you know. But when it comes to any large major company, business, corporation, don't mess with their stuff. Like, just create your own stuff. Reach out to someone that can help you come up with some designs. Get inspiration from other business owners, other creators, things like that. There's Facebook groups where people share designs. So go that route and save yourself the frustration and the heartache and the financial hit of messing with somebody else's likeness. You don't want to do that. Again, even the pictures. And yeah, I went down a whole rabbit hole about that. And yeah, people can come after you. So does it seem like Chris Brown has gone after anybody at this point? Or, you know, people were making New Editions shirts, and what other one was a big New Edition? Chris Brown. I'm seeing a lot of Michael Jackson. There was another. Oh, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, her team went after shops on Etsy and was getting shops shut down, their listings removed. So yeah, it's that deep. And if you didn't know, the word cozy has been trademarked as well. And someone was on Etsy flagging accounts, getting listings removed. So if you make or sell cozies or customize cozies, I would say rename your listing to drink holder or whatever you want to call it, but just don't call it cozy, because yeah, they just cruise in those Etsy streets flagging listings. So be careful with that as well. But that is everything. Well, not everything that I need to do, but that is my vlog for right now. I have to get back to this design. Also got to run to IKEA really quick. And yeah, so, and then I will post the hats once I finish them. I will post as well the shirt. I'll probably do a short or something like that, or I'll post it in my Facebook group or on the community tab here on YouTube. But if you do have any questions, let me know below in the comments. I'm going to have links for everything that I've used, including my HeatNBond, my Mighty Hoops, my Bai Mirror. Don't forget, you can get $200 off by using my link. And it doesn't matter if you pick the machine up from a warehouse or have it shipped, you're still getting the $200 off either way, which is a great deal. And yeah, my hooping station and all that good stuff. I also have a link for Hatch 4 in the description box, which is the digitizing software I've been using since 2023, and as well as the threads for Richword and Candle thread. But other than that, any other questions, drop them below in the comments section. And don't forget to let me know what type of content you would like to see more of on my channel. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you have not yet. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.